What's the difference between working in Texas versus Idaho with DHS?
Yeah, it was an eye-opener. I had this very naive notion. I like to say I thought Idaho was going to be exactly like Texas, just with mountains and prettier when it came to the work.
Yeah.
And that was not quite the case. And I don't want to make it seem like it was bad. I guess maybe I was spoiled with how the camaraderie is in Texas and how literally anybody with a badge will bend over backwards. I kind of like to say I felt that all over Texas, and especially in my experience, it didn't matter the badge on your hip. It didn't matter who signed your paycheck. If you came to another agency, state, local, fed, didn't matter, and asked for help, the immediate reaction was like, yep, we got your back, brother. What do you need? What can we do?
Yeah, and you and I talked about it. This is more of a competition feeling up in Idaho versus camaraderie in Texas.
A little bit. Yeah, I never, ever got a sense of anybody competing over what we were trying to do in Texas. Again, whether it was state, local, or fed. Well, excluding the FBI. We can't have an episode without some FBI jabs, right? So I moved here and super excited. I volunteered for it. My wife and I had a trip to Boise a long time ago, fell in love with the area, and it was just a place we were like, if we can ever move here, we got to do it. We got to do it. This place is amazing. So anyway, long story short, it happens. I move up here, so I'm still a special agent with HSI, but now I'm at a small office where there's not individual groups. And it's good and bad. It's bad in that you don't have that directed focus as when you're in a group, because you kind of have the freedom to work whatever is within your authority, and HSI has a ton of authority. So I get here and I'm like, all right, now I've got the freedom. I can go work with whoever I want. And my initial thoughts, and I put myself out there immediately, trying to meet with partners, trying to meet with local PDs, sheriff's offices, like anybody that would take my phone call and let me come and say hi. And while everyone was absolutely accommodating and great, I just got this sense of like, don't call us, we'll call you kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there doing my normal dog and pony show that I would do in Texas of like, hey, I'm here for you guys. I'm not here to steal cases. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm literally a warm body with a covert vehicle and a bunch of experience in X, Y, and Z. I'll do whatever you want me to do.
All right.
And while everybody was super friendly and I definitely met some good friends pretty quickly, the departments as a whole just didn't have that, like, yeah, come on in. Like, what can we do?
Mm-hmm.
Like I had in Texas. And I sensed some competition between the departments. And just to put it vaguely, like if you went to one department and you're like, well, we got this bad guy we need some help with, but he lives in this city and he does most of his crimes in this city, but he's done a couple of crimes in this city, but I love working with you guys. The sense would kind of be like, that sounds like it's this city's department or problem.
Yeah.
Not ours.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And I hit a little bit about that on one of our episodes with Matt Reimer. We discussed that a little bit, and it's odd. Just like, hey, we're just here to put people in jail, and who cares who has what badge? So.
That's philosophy that I've kind of operated with my whole career. Is I just want to do what's best for that community, that city, state, the country, like whatever. I don't care what charges on somebody's indictment or conviction. I don't care whose name's on the press release. I just want to do my job and help other people do the same thing and put bad people in prison.
Yeah.
And that, seriously, but I felt, I felt this weird, this weird competition, or I don't know what it was. It was a little bit off-putting and distracting for me. And it didn't help that my office in Boise had kind of kept to themselves for a long time. I was finding a lot of PDs that didn't even know HSI existed, let alone had an office in Boise. That was concerning and very frustrating because not only am I trying to get these guys to like me as just a brand new person they met, but I'm trying to explain to them who we are and what we do. We had never had a task force officer. That was very strange for me. I mean, my entire career in Dallas, I'd worked every single case I ever did, either with a task force officer or a state or local detective as my partner on every single case. And I get here and it just didn't happen. So yeah, it was bittersweet. Like I loved to be in here. We were super happy. But the work, it took some adjustments.